Welcome to another episode of the Neverwheres podcast. I'm Tom Brown here with Jack and Tim. Guys, we're talking playoffs. Playoffs. We're talking about the playoffs
All right,
because
Jim.
last night the Patriots came back down, what was it, 10 in the fourth quarter, beat the
11.
Ravens. What? 11?
11. They were down
Even
24
better.
to 13.
Even better. Beat the Ravens, clinched the playoff spot, and really, you know, changed the thoughts in my head about
Sure.
the last five quarters in that fourth quarter because I was getting into a dark place.
Mm.
So let's start. I guess we can start there. They started slow. Um, the Ravens lost Lamar, and Tyler Huntley took the lead on them. They couldn't stop the run. Their offense looked like garbage until it didn't.
I think the offense looked good in the first quarter.
But
It
they
was
scored
really
one
like the halfway
touchdown.
through the second and then all of the third.
Yeah,
That
but they scored the touchdown off a fumble. Like,
The offense had a 12-play, 45-yard drive in the first quarter and then threw a pick. Like Drake May threw a pick. I know it was a broken play and it didn't look like Booty did much to come back to the ball there. Um, but it was a gross pick in the red zone. Like
Mhm.
he's got to stop throwing them down there. Um,
he, in these five quarters, you've been like, oh, that last year, early this year, Drake May making stupid mistakes was creeping back.
some of the fumbles too. I mean,
Well, yeah, that fumble from behind. Oh,
Carrying it like a loaf of bread, man. I mean, come on.
yeah.
But I don't. I mean, they were fine in the first quarter, I guess. Like it wasn't like they went on some like huge, long, sustained drive. They ran a lot with Stevenson. Um, in the second quarter, I thought they looked a little better. That fumble at the end of the half sucked. Um, but yeah, it wasn't until the fourth quarter where Tom, I agree 100%. Drake May completely changed his opinion back to, all right, this is the MVP type player we saw through the first um, 14 weeks, as opposed to who played in the second half of the Bills game, because the offensive line did not play great. So Drake May had to make a lot of things happen by himself, and he did. I mean, the last drive of the game was 10 plays for 89 yards, an egregious miss
Oh,
on a pass interference
that
call.
was
If
And
they
but
lost,
they
that
still
would have been
oh,
tough.
that would have been the thing we would have led off this show with, is talking
Yeah,
about how
and that would
bad
have
they
been
got screwed.
back-to-back weeks.
right.
What do you
Back-to-back
mean?
Uh,
weeks with pass interference causing the game.
Oh, well, I mean, there were
that
no
was kind of a
shortage of
theme this
questionable
year
calls by the
or
officials
this
this
week.
year. Yeah, this week,
This week.
sorry.
Um, but I noticed. So the Patriots got the ball back, and in the fourth quarter, when he hit Kyle Williams, Drake May has hit the point, and Brady was like this, especially after like from 2007 on. When he planted that back foot and went deep,
Mm.
I'm like, yes, because I just feel like the person, if he's doing that, the guy on the outside has his defender beat. I saw a sky cam view of that throw to Kyle Williams. Oh my God, it was so perfect. It
I
would
Yeah,
don't
have
even think
landed,
Williams had him beat. Williams made a great play too.
yeah, and to
he did. He
slide in the
made
end
it really
zone.
good. And he kind of had to come back on the ball over his other shoulder. So, but I mean, but that's no offense, Tim. That's probably why he didn't play much quarterback in the league. Just because Kyle Williams did have him beat, and that's the kind of like separation Drake May sees and slings it.
Mm.
After watching the NFL all day, and Tom, I know you're a huge fan of having it third and short and going long. Um,
Oh, that hurt
but
me when it was 3rd and 2 at one point. I know.
but teams do it all day. I watch the red zone
Yeah,
all day. All the other teams do it. However, when Drake May does it, he is either A, throwing into single coverage, and yes, more often than not, the guy down the sideline has his man beat. He doesn't throw into double coverage. He never does that with the safety over top. He makes so much better decisions than like 90% of the quarterbacks who just like throw it up there and hope for a flag. He doesn't even do that often. Even the one that should have been called a flag on Booty, it looked like Booty had, he almost had the ball. He almost had the catch.
That was
I thought he
wild.
So
did catch it.
No, he didn't hold
no, he
it.
didn't
He hit the
catch it.
ground and it popped up.
Where was the third step last night on the pass on the sidelines for, I believe it was Zay Flowers. He toe tapped. No,
No, that
no,
was
no
DeAndre
third step.
Hopkins. That was DeAndre Hopkins, like
Yeah,
falling out of bounds. Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Well, you can't step if your foot and knee are on the ground. That's
but
why I think the third step thing is a made up thing that happened over the last 2 weeks.
That is
And I'm going
made
to tell
up.
you what, the call, if they didn't score after that missed call, I would have been like, oh, we're just trying to keep the Ravens Packers
In the-
game interesting next Saturday night.
well,
Because
also, yeah. So I think I I think they've rebranded football move with third step because it always used to be, does he make a football move? And people were probably like, what the hell is a football move?
how can you make a
So
foot, going back to last week, how can you make a football move in the end zone after you have 2 feet down? Doesn't make any
yeah.
sense, but bad
or on the sideline.
bad
So
argument.
back to
Yeah,
Drake May.
exactly. Sorry,
Back
yeah.
to Drake May. The last the winning drive, the 89-yard drive. There was, I know you're in like a 4-minute offense and you're sped up a little bit, but there was just a mid 2010s Tom Brady aspect to it where it was like, I'm just going to kill you with 6-yard passes over and over and over. And to, again, I say this all the time. Why weren't the Ravens blitzing? Why are you rushing 3 guys and getting no push? Do you know who loves to have time and let routes develop? The most accurate passer in the NFL this season.
Well, Tom, uh, to push back a little on that, with some of the analytics and those stats that are available, there is no quarterback in the NFL better against the blitz than Drake May. So I understand the need not to blitz. Also, you were winning your matchups against the offensive line with a 3 and a 4-man rush for most of the game. The offensive line
I
may
think
have
May
had their
had time.
worst game. I think May created time. I was gonna for most of the time that 4-man rush was causing him to move all over the pocket. The offensive
Okay,
line had their worst game of the year.
but so take that. He is moving around the pocket. If there's also a 5th guy coming because you're on your 8th tackle, I just was like, if he
Got a little
can
dicey
navigate
with
the
it.
Yeah,
pocket,
but I think that's why May's so accurate because he exactly is like, all right, this linebacker is coming. I'm going to loft it like he throws these little like kind of lollipops sometimes like over the middle, and you're just like, where is that going to? And then you look and there's a Patriot with nobody within like 10 yards of him.
yeah, I think the Ravens so before they picked up the 4th and 2 with Diggs, they they blitzed 2 guys on 3rd and it was almost picked off because he had to throw it quick. And I'm just thinking they got to go 89 yards. Do that on a 2nd down, and if he throws it quick, you have a chance for a pick. Just seems stupid to say we're getting enough pressure to make him move around the pocket, but he can move around the pocket, and you can. It was as if they were like, the one thing we can't get beat by is his legs. And ironically enough, he sealed the game with his legs. But I was fine with it. Diggs, where have you been the past couple of weeks? That was great to see.
Does he only show up on night games? Is that what we're
That-
On
doing?
Sunday night
If
games, yeah.
he's just gonna be like, remember when a national TV Rondo was a thing?
Yeah.
You're just gonna, if it's gonna be
Just an
national TV
insane
Diggs,
triple double, yeah.
yeah. I'm fine with it because the playoffs are going to be on national TV. So
Yeah, the I mean, going back to that last drive, the 4th and 2 throw he made to Diggs, like not only was it a good hands catch by Diggs, but I mean, again, 90% of the quarterbacks that I watch play the rest of the afternoon aren't making that laser beam throw on an out
No,
where you
that's a
need to
pick
have
six
that.
going the other way.
Absolutely. And the reason Diggs picked up another 10 is because his cornerback sold out for a pick 6.
yeah. And if you watch the replay, it's like both sides may put it just where the defender's not going to touch it, but the concentration and ability to like catch that by Diggs is nuts.
Yeah.
That was everyone else would have flinched because they would have thought that guy tipped it, but
Diggs
it
does
was
he's a great 5 to like 15-yard route guy. It seems
yeah.
like he's in those corners, or not so much corners, but maybe like an out route or a crossing route. That has Diggs all over it. And they love running those. I know Josh McDaniels loves running that.
Um, on the other side of the ball,
Yeah.
little worried about the run defense.
Can I
And
can I just speak to that real quick, Tom? Because you said for
well,
some reason. All right, go ahead.
yeah. No, I was gonna say John Harbaugh could have just used the best closing running back of the last 20 plus years
He should get
against
fired.
I think he might have run his course with this team.
He should. This team's not going to make the playoffs, and what he did last night, he should get fired. The touchdown, their last scoring drive of the game, the touchdown drive. There were 10 plays for 53 yards. There was one pass attempt on the entire thing. It was
How
a
many of the
4-yard
runs
run.
were Henry?
All of them. It was
Okay.
sorry. One was a direct snap to Mark Andrews, and they did the push with
Yep.
Henry and Ricard pushing him. After that, it was a 4-yard run by Henry, a 22-yard run by Henry, a 4-yard run by Henry, a 2-yard touchdown run by Henry. They could not stop the combination of Pat Ricard and Derrick Henry coming out of the backfield. And inexplicably, that touchdown was the last play Derrick Henry was on the field for. I mean, fuck your game plan, John Harbaugh. If the other running back, that Mitchell kid, is every time getting hammered up high and getting tackled in the backfield, the one running back in NFL history since like 2010 that hasn't happened to is Derrick Henry. I just don't get it.
It's because he fumbled. They sat him. That's crazy because he was.
I think
that's not true. That's not true.
No, he came back.
Collinsworth was saying that the entire game, that this is their game plan. They do drives like that.
That's insane.
It's the reason they're this bad. Like, granted, yes, I'm sure his confidence was shaken. He still carried the ball like 20 more times in the game. However, no more after he scored a touchdown after running all over the Patriots in that fourth quarter drive.
Well, I mean, this is just like the classic dance with the girl who brought you. You have Derrick Henry.
This is last year. Last year, when he was having that huge season in the first couple of games, John Harbaugh went at a press conference and we didn't get Derrick Henry to run the ball with him 25 times a game. Like, well, why did you go get Derrick Henry? That's what Derrick Henry does.
Yeah. I was so they had the ball and could have closed the game out, and the way the night was going, I was like, shit, are they going to be able to like get Henry to hold him to like 7 yards and maybe stop Tyler Huntley on like the 3rd and 3 stupid pass?
That's exactly what happened.
Well, but luckily it wasn't Derrick Henry because they probably wouldn't have stopped him.
Well, exactly, because it was Mitchell, short passes, and Mitchell. That whole next drive, the whole drive they punted, and then they only had 3 plays where they fumbled. And at that point, they were trailing by 4, needed a touchdown. You're not going to put Derrick Henry into your passing offense. So you also lose a good blocker. Like, it's a terrible game plan, and they deserve to lose that game. And John Harbaugh should be fired. He shouldn't be the coach of the Ravens anymore.
I think he gets fired at the end of the season.
If they don't make the playoffs, yeah, they still have a path, which is incredible.
How?
But I don't know how. Like, the Steelers could lose out, and the Ravens would win the North.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's but you look at that Ravens team and it's just like, I don't know. It seems like a shakeup is needed. Everything was out of whack this year.
I think Lamar's been hurt all year, all year.
Well,
and then
did you see the stat about his top running speed? which
No.
is silly. But like they
Four
showed it last
MPHs.
night. No, but he was like 18 miles an hour, and then he hurt his hamstring, and it's been 11,
Yeah.
and that's noticeable.
So I would say like that's the second at least big primetime game that I've watched the Ravens have essentially two completely different offenses. Yes, I understand Lamar Jackson got hurt and he wasn't able to go. And to be honest, when you texted Tom that they're so desperate of that punt,
Oh, the
Mike
fake
Vrabel
punt.
knew Huntley wasn't going to beat them.
Mm.
And he
Yeah, but
said, "All right,
Derrick
I'm going to
Henry
try to
almost
get
beat
this."
them after that.
Well, sure. I don't think he was or I thought he probably banking a little bit more on his pass or rush defense because that wasn't there last night. I'm gonna tell you what, Zay Flowers kind of abused Christian Gonzalez last night too. That didn't look great. He didn't look great in man-to-man coverage on Zay Flowers.
I think
Yeah.
it's been like 3 weeks where he's given guys a little too much room and they're making the plays over him.
I don't think a single wide receiver caught a ball in Buffalo.
The week before when he got beat in the end zone, that maybe that wasn't Buffalo.
I
I'm
don't
just
think
saying, I
so.
think it's been
Buffalo was
two
mostly
two
tight
weeks
ends.
where he's been getting beat by his guy.
He didn't look good yesterday. Like at first I said Zay Flowers' first drive when they again like Zay Flowers and Derrick Henry the whole way down the field and they scored an easy touchdown. Zay Flowers, I thought it was Davis on Zay Flowers, and I'm like, well, they're gonna make that switch. And then the play, he had a pickup on Gonzalez, and it was like, oh, uh-oh.
Well, you know what? I think a big part of that is I know they're shiftier quarterbacks, but combined, Lamar and Huntley were sacked once. There's very little pressure. So it, that needs to change. I don't know if Milton Williams helps with that, but he should be back next week. And luckily, the next two games are like tune-up games. You got the Jets and Dolphins, and the Dolphins are playing that Notre Dame rookie. Um, so what's his name?
Quinn Ewers.
Yeah.
Riley,
Isn't he from
that's
Texas? Isn't he
Texas.
from Texas?
Oh,
Yeah.
Texas. Yeah. See, I don't. We'll get to college in a little bit.
I
I'm.
think the
I'm.
Colts are playing the Notre Dame rookie.
Oh no. Well, they're
No, the
playing a
Colts are playing
45-year-old grandfather.
44-year-old Philip Rivers, Tim.
Right. But they
Very,
had
very,
them. Riley
very
Leonard came in
famously.
for,
Yeah. Yeah. And then
yeah.
he got hurt, and now they called Philip Rivers.
You do what you want, live your life. 44 seems young to be a grandfather. I don't know the story behind that, but he's. I mean, he has 10 kids. Probably had that kid at 20. Kid could be 22. Anyways,
Yeah.
you guys, it's just young. Jack's 4 years away from that.
Yeah. He is.
Um. So the Patriots are now in the playoffs, as we said at the beginning, and they're getting closer and closer. I really thought the Browns were going to help out today. Closer and closer to winning the AFC East. They basically, not basically, all they have to do is beat two horrible teams, and they win the division. I don't know if they win this week. I don't know if that clinches it for them because the tiebreakers and stuff. They ended up with the same record as the Bills. But
I
it's
mean, just if you win and you're in type deal. You win the next two games, you're playing a home playoff game. I think that should be the message. And I
right.
bet that'll be
And I think you
communicated.
still have a decent shot at the number one seed.
You
Well,
need
yeah.
the
So let's
Broncos to lose. But yes,
Just lost to the Pats.
The Broncos still own the tiebreaker.
Right. But the Broncos have the Chargers, and then I think they have an easy. I think it's Chargers Raiders.
so
No, Chiefs Chargers.
and who? Chiefs. Chiefs yesterday looked like they might be thinking let's get a higher draft pick to help out Pat Mahomes when he comes back next week or next year. Uh the next week the Bills have the Eagles. If the Patriots can beat the Jets and the Bills lose to the Eagles, that's it. They win the East.
That is cool. That's nice.
I'm glad that's who they're playing, the Bills.
Yeah.
But
The Bills looked
hold on.
bad yesterday.
Cleveland's defense is good. I just
Yeah.
think I think Cleveland's defense is just that good.
They play good at home.
And Josh Allen got hurt again.
Yeah, negative on the X-ray, but yeah,
What he hurt?
his foot.
Just the foot. But we got to talk about a lot of teams in the NFC are now in the playoffs. Only the Patriots and Broncos are in the AFC. But in the NFC, 5 teams have clinched. And I think we have to get in our time machines and go back to Thursday because what an awesome game Thursday night was.
That was awesome.
The Seahawks have a huge comeback, beat the Rams. The weirdest call ever that I don't think, honestly, I think right now we can say there's never been a weirder play than what looked like an incomplete pass batted down at the line of scrimmage, and a running back casually picks up the ball just to like flip it to a ref, and he gets a 2-point conversion.
Well, also to put 2 points on the board to tie a game. Like
Right, it tied the game, yeah.
that was a big like outcome of the referees just being like, yeah, we'll do this. I don't
It
know.
happened yesterday too. Well, kind of in
No,
reverse yesterday.
yesterday was the push off or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But going back to this specific one, in my opinion, there was no definitive look that made that look like it was a backwards pass.
I also didn't think the offense could advance a fumble.
That's what Matthew Stafford said in his interview. He was like, down there, we could just fumble forward if that was the play. But I thought they made the rule that the offense couldn't advance. Maybe it's different on a 2-point. Who knows?
Yeah, just small lettering underneath.
But very strange. Also,
I guess technically
Bill Belichick coaching win again. Any single ball that is ever on the ground, my team has to pick up because you never know what's going to happen. And that was a clear recovery by Charbonnet.
Yeah. I guess is the argument that the offense didn't advance it because it tipped off the defender's hand?
I don't know. I don't know. I just know that
But it was
it made
advanced.
for a great finish. Like, yes, I like Matt Stafford saying after, like, we still had plenty of chances to win the game. They scored a touchdown after that.
Yeah.
Like, that didn't end the game. However, the way the Seahawks just came back and finished, we should have known then that we were going to be, like, on the hook for an awesome weekend of games because that was a hell of a start.
Yeah, I got to say, Mike McDaniel or McDonald going, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for the win.
The
I
tie
think it would
wouldn't
have
have
been
helped
hilarious.
him. The tie would have kept him out of the playoffs, I think. Or not out, but the tie would have at least taken away like winning the NFC West.
Right. And go for it and just it was awesome. I was watching that because I always go to bed after the third quarter. And, it was like 30-14. You just kind of understand how games are going to go. But it's the little things like when you have a 30-14 lead and then you let up a punt return, it's like you have probably just fucked yourself. Like, just don't let up a punt return. And then that takes us to Saturday night, where
Real
again
dud
the
of
same
a
shit
Eagles
kind of happened.
Commanders game. But
yeah, I mean,
I
so
don't think
crazy.
there was there any kind of crazy. I don't think there was crazy officiating in the Green Bay game, was there?
No, but
They got
an
an
onside kick working.
The onside kick was nuts. Them getting that, the way that game finished, and
The throw
again,
by Caleb Williams.
I texted you guys right after it happened, where I was like, "Did you see the throw he made?"
You said, "Well, it was funny." You texted us, and it was late. I was asleep, and woke up to a text that said that was a dime by Caleb Williams to end the game. And I'm like, oh shit, like they came back. And then I'm watching and I'm like, also Jack's a sarcastic asshole. Did he like spike it into the ground and have it be like? So then I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen. And yeah, they got the onside kick, and I was like, holy shit, they're gonna tie this and win. And that I think I don't know. Jordan Love got hurt.
Yeah.
Just I think much like the Ravens, too much stuff has happened to the Packers, especially the last 2 weeks. Love got hurt. Parsons got hurt.
Well, now they
Watson
have
got
to
hurt.
like the part. Well, I mean, the Saturday night game was advertised at one point during last night with a picture of Jordan Love and a picture of Lamar Jackson. Neither one could play on Saturday night, and both teams need to win. Like those teams need to win. Are the Packers in? The Packers and Bears in?
I was wrong. 6 teams are in. The Seahawks, Bears, Eagles,
The
Rams,
entire
and
NFC
49ers.
West. Yeah, the entire
Yeah.
NFC West.
So
So the Packers are not there.
No. I
So the
don't understand how
the
they're
Lions
in
can
the
still make
hunt.
it. Because the Lions can still make it if they win out and the Packers lose.
No. Oh, that's on the bubble. Oh, yeah. Okay. So right now the Packers are 7th, and the Panthers haven't clinched but currently hold the 4 seed. Okay, so 5 teams this
What a
week. And I'm looking-
Buccaneers letdown. What a letdown in Tampa Bay. My goodness.
It's weird to look at it the way they have it set up. So I'm wrong. 5 teams have made it. The Panthers are sitting there, and it's funny. They have a 42% chance to make it, and the Bucks have a 58, which makes no sense because they have a
I don't
Panthers have a lead
understand
on them.
that.
Well, they
I'm
play
just
again.
taking.
They play again.
Do they play again? Oh.
They week
They
18.
play again
but
week 18.
Oh,
who's
dang.
their? I wonder who the teams. I don't know their schedules.
I don't think it's the Saints.
The Bucks must have the Saints if that's their Bucks Dolphins next week. And then the Panthers. This is wild. The Panthers who would have expected this? Panthers Seahawks. Oh, that's why.
Oh boy.
So it's going to come down to 2 8-8 teams it feels like.
That's going to be a hell of a week 18.
But like yeah, the shift between September Baker and this Baker is
He's got to be hurt too, dude.
big
I
time.
think he hurt
Yeah.
himself. Okay, so then in that case, the Packers kind of need Jordan Love to play on Saturday, and the
It's a
Ravens
concussion,
need
right?
to win out. He's in the
yeah, it
protocol.
was
Yeah,
a
yeah.
concussion. Yeah.
But the Packers play the Bears again too, right? Don't they play
No.
week 18 as well?
No, they just played. They just played for the second time in 3 weeks
Okay.
because the first one was like the game. I think Caleb Williams
Packers
threw
play
a
the
pick in the end
Vikings.
zone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ravens and Vikings.
Oof, Vikings stink too.
So that's that. Yeah, I guess it just happened on Saturday the way things shook out that the 49ers just clinched. They haven't even played this week. They play tonight.
Yeah.
It's funny. Last week we were like, I don't know, could 3 teams? I guess 3 teams will make it. And then I just woke up and they were all there. They were all
All 3
clinched.
teams are there.
But in the AFC, I don't know how. I guess it's the Texans are only a game behind the Jaguars, but it's pretty much set. The Colts will probably lose tonight, and then the Ravens. I just don't think the Ravens are going to make it. So it's not going to shift much from Jaguars, Steelers, Chargers, Bills, Texans for the last 5 there. And other than like Chargers, Bills, I don't know if the seeding will change much.
Need the Texans to fall out of that.
How?
They're a scary group.
I mean,
they're a scary group.
I'm just saying, right? The 2-7 in New England, Texans, Patriots, not into it.
I think how you want it to fall is get the Chargers to fall down to the 7.
Yeah.
They need to. I don't know what tiebreakers if they have to lose 2 in a row, or if I don't know how it works. But that's the team you'd want to see because otherwise it's going to be Bills or
Well, the
Texans.
Bills are the 5, right?
But they could fall to 7. They're
And
6 right now.
also I'd like to see maybe the Chargers could beat the Broncos and the Patriots get that 1 seed, and then you don't have to
Well,
worry about
yeah,
a game week 1.
I
that'd
don't.
be
I
incredible.
think the if the Colts lose tonight, no, that wouldn't make sense, right? If the Colts
No,
lose tonight,
so they have
the
the
Broncos
probabilities
clinch
here.
the West.
No, why would that matter?
If the Broncos clinch the West, the Chargers don't have anything to play for week 18 against the Broncos.
Oh, is that because the Broncos beat the Colts? Would it be something like that?
I think so.
Oh,
That's the
well,
issue.
the
Like
the
week
Colts can't
18,
even get
Broncos
eliminated
Chargers, that
tonight.
doesn't matter.
So maybe the
Right.
Chiefs will win.
Yeah. Um.
I bet Travis Kelce at this point must be thinking, I just can't wait to retire. I just can't wait.
I bet he
That
didn't know who
documentary
that
is
third
just
string
pouring
quarterback
even
was.
more money into my future wife's bank account. I am just going to be a be a face,
He said,
be the
well,
strong man behind a very strong woman.
he said on his podcast, which is, I guess, is like slightly more listened to than us. But
Oh well, they stole our idea.
so
It's true.
they, he said on that, like, yeah, when the Chiefs get him back, it should be good. He didn't say when we get him back or when I play with him again. He said, yeah, when the Chiefs get him back, which basically means like as soon as the last second is over.
Yeah. Um. So okay, one last thing we can talk about, and then I wanted to ask you guys a very important question. Um. So the Jaguars are a really good football team. This isn't the important question, but the Jaguars are a good football team.
I fired that text off yesterday.
Um,
Really
they put
good.
up
Yeah.
34 against the Broncos defense in Denver.
Uh-huh. And Trevor Lawrence over the last 3 weeks has been playing his ass off.
What is happening?
Don't know.
I
Liam
think
Cohen,
I
man.
think you know what? I
Well,
do think I know. I think I know. I think it's so easy to dismiss coaches, but good coaches actually make a difference. Like look at the Lions. They've taken a step back, losing 2 good coordinators, especially an offensive genius. And the Bears jumped up. You look at obviously the Patriots, we're seeing that up close and personal every week. Mike McDonald's an awesome coach, was an awesome defensive coordinator for the Ravens, I think, right? And now the Seahawks have one of the best defenses. And I think Liam Cohen is a good coach. And he's like, I can see what Trevor Lawrence does well. And
and
I
the
think
Bucks have fallen off.
and what?
The Bucks have fallen. Their offense has fallen off.
Right.
He was their offensive coordinator.
Yeah. I think if you get a handful of guys that are actually really good coaches, it makes a difference. Look at
That doesn't quite explain the Aaron Glenn to the Jets situation.
some people, like the Patriots offensive coordinator are just meant to be coordinators.
Yeah.
Sure is.
Look at the 49ers. Their defense is
Saleh.
pretty good.
Robert
And
Saleh is
Saleh,
born to be a defensive guy. Yeah.
yeah.
Their
I think
defense would be a lot better if every single person on it didn't get hurt.
right. If the best linebacker in football didn't shatter his ankle on national television. But I think that's the difference because you look at Shanahan, McVay, they're good coaches, and Shanahan sucked. The 49ers sucked last year, but that was injuries, I think. And then I don't know. I also think injuries matter. If you're looking, did you see that the Lions played with 3 centers yesterday? Not their third of the
No.
year. It was 3 in one game.
Mm-hmm.
Tough for the second most important position on the field. I mean, you need some continuity there.
Yeah.
So
So
no,
so we think
Nobody's taking that bait.
the Jaguars are good.
I think resoundingly all three of us think so.
but they're still the team you want to most see in the playoffs, I think.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see them in the playoffs
Sure.
over the Broncos.
I guess
Maybe even the Texans.
the Steelers. I'd like to see them.
Oh no, Steelers are
They
probably
just went
this.
into Denver and fucked the Broncos up.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, I don't know why anybody would want to see that. They're the hottest team in football by a mile.
They could just match up well with them
Yep, that's it, Tim.
to match up.
Okay.
But also Trevor Lawrence could turn back into a pumpkin and throw 3 picks and
They
still
had
could
a
be in there. He hasn't broken through.
they
you
had
know?
a 30-point lead in the playoff game, right? And blew it 2 years ago on Christmas Eve.
I think it was like 3 years ago.
But that is still the same Trevor Lawrence.
Same guy.
Or was that the reverse? Was that the Chargers?
They came back. They came back.
So the Chargers had the 30
The
point lead.
Chargers blew it. Yeah, I was gonna say that's what made Trevor Lawrence like the #1 fantasy pick the next year.
Yeah.
No, they came back in that game.
Hold on. Are we just not going to talk about the end of the Lions Steelers game?
No, I was just about.
we were
I
gonna
was
come back to it. Yeah.
I thought about it before I get to the question I want to ask at the end. But yes, we need to talk about that.
In the second of the 3 crazy decisions to shape the end of a football game this weekend.
So from the 2-yard line, I think the Lions somehow got caught with a pick play offensive pass interference, which I don't know, man. Not to be that guy. I don't know if that's getting called on Xavier Worthy. But
Oh wow.
you know,
Interesting.
dude,
We're going back to
I
the
don't
Chiefs
know.
hate.
Well, it's just been too long it's been many years of it. I did hear someone say Patriots fans might not be able to complain about that because of some crossing routes between Amendola and Gronk and Edelman back in the day. But it's a play that everyone runs is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
It's just bogus. That's when they decided to call it. But then 3
I think
plays
it's always a
later,
problem when your #1 wide receiver is that open. Something they're calling something. Like
but
St. Brown shouldn't have never been that open.
Well, he wasn't really open. He was that ball was stuffed into double coverage right at the goal line. But
We're
no,
talking two
the
different
first
plays.
one. The first one.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah. But at the same time, like,
yeah,
that shit happens at the goal line where you someone leaks out and it's like, oh, hey, you forgot that guy. I mean,
I don't think you forget that guy though, is the problem.
No.
Like when it's the second
And
string
then-
tight end, it's like, okay.
the wildest thing, other than the Charbonnet play, Amon-Ra Brown catches a ball. St. Brown
That's the
catches a
next
ball.
one. Yeah.
This ends the game. Laterals it. Jared Goff catches it and helicopters into the end zone for a touchdown. And flags come out as Amon-Ra St. Brown catches it, which everyone's just like, oh, they held him or something. Something crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets called for a push-off, which, again, you might let that fly. I don't know.
It was a soft push off to begin with.
So I watched the condensed game, and I had to go back and look it up. I think Ramsey, if you watch it, Ramsey is looking into the backfield, and I think he's startled, and that's why his arms fly up like that. I think he wasn't expecting to have contact. It looked very basketball floppish.
Mm-hmm.
But then the referee comes on and says, it is a touchdown. However, It was offensive pass interference, and there's no replay that ends the game in Detroit.
It was an interesting
Madness.
way to present it to the crowd.
I wouldn't have started with it was a touchdown.
Yeah,
Okay, so round table. Do you think both of them were offensive pass interference?
no,
The Tesla one, yes. The Amon-Ra St. Brown, no.
I agree.
Yeah, I guess you could fine. If you're gonna say he was 2 yards and picked, that's fine. But yeah, I don't agree with the St. Brown one right there.
I feel like if you run their own players into each other, that's fine. It's when the offensive player makes any contact with the defensive player, they're gonna call the pick. The
Hmm.
And it was like,
Amon-Ra St. Brown sitting down at the goal line after posting up on his corner is not a pick.
Also, it was like a forearm
Or
shiver. It
not a
wasn't a
pick, sorry, but
full
not a
extent.
push off, yeah.
Yeah, I
there
think
I
was
would
an
say
extension.
basketball flop is the best way to say it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Um. Okay,
Don't do that.
and also that just probably eliminates the Lions, which is that's how. I
They're
mean,
still
again,
alive.
we're
And locks up the
focused.
19th year of Tomlin winning or whatever.
Yep, at least
500.
500. I know.
Timmy froze up.
We were pretty adamant in like the beginning of November that wasn't going to happen. Tim froze, so we're just going to keep going.
There he is. He's
Um,
back.
I'm back.
all right. We'll end on this question. You guys know I've fallen off the regular season college football train. But I liked how it was laid out this year. A Friday night game and then a day of Saturday games. Allie was working, so I'm like, I don't have to go anywhere. Watching football all day. Um, there are 12 teams in the playoff. My question to you is why are two of those teams Division 1 AA teams? Why did they get in?
Well, Tom, great question. The same thing happened last year with SMU, and I don't remember the other team that just got embarrassed in the first weekend. Um, but yeah, James Madison and Tulane had to play two real opponents who deserved to make the college football playoff, and they got embarrassed in a fashion that, like, just go play in the Pop-Tart Bowl. There's no way playing in the Pop-Tart Bowl and missing the college football playoff would be a worse way to spend your last game as a member of those teams than getting absolutely shellacked, looking like you're putting those guys are basically saying everybody who was giving the college football selection committee shit for not picking Notre Dame was right because we have no business being here.
So it
My,
looks like
my question about it though, it wasn't even
last year was
those two
Boise
teams were
State.
in. It was Notre Dame or Miami, which I don't understand.
Yeah, why was that a
Like
debate? So is there a thing where two teams from non-power conferences get in?
conference,
I don't keep
there's
up with
certain
this.
conferences that automatically get in. That was
Like
Notre
the
Dame's thing is that they don't have a conference. I don't know what conference JMU or Tulane's probably what who knows anymore.
also like Newt Rockne and the Four Horsemen was 100 years ago. Can they just join a conference and stop acting like so superior to everyone? Why not? What
Well,
is
now I
going
don't think
on?
conferences will take them because they sat out their bowl game. There's some big thing between them and the ACC because all their other sports are in the ACC, I think.
Yeah.
That's right. The Sun Belt uh conference is what JMU got their bid from. The
So
Sun
they do
Belt
it's an automatic bid.
Conference.
So
No, it's
uh,
not because they got it over Duke, who won the ACC championship, because they had
oh,
an
UNC
8-0
didn't win?
conference. No, that's weird.
I thought they were going undefeated this year.
Weird
That's what
because I
everyone was
think,
telling me.
yeah, after the
Um,
first drive, they were ready to crown Bill the best coach in college history
so so
Did they score?
uh,
on the
based
very first
on
drive, and that was like it.
Wikipedia, there one team from a group of 5 conferences gets in,
Hmm.
and those are the American Conference, Conference USA, the MAC. Oh, give me some action. Mountain West or the Sun Belt is
Okay.
you're just not gonna get um Bucknell over Kansas like you get in March Madness. It's just not gonna happen with football,
No.
especially now that they can pay the guys.
Yeah, a
It
team
wasn't
can
gonna
get
happen
hot.
before.
A team can get hot in March Madness, and even that's not happening anymore because of the transfer portal and being able to pay guys. Like you're seeing less upsets in that, and that is definitely the point: is to have James Madison play Oregon in a 3-point game with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That shit
Mm.
is not going to happen. You made the perfect analogy. It is like playing in NCAA. If I fired up James Madison right now on varsity or all whatever it is, all pro or all American, I would get beaten by the same score they did on Saturday night.
I honestly I watched the first half of that, but there was too much going on at that point. You had the Bears and
Yeah, Bears
Packers and the
Packers.
Celtics. Celtics were playing, and I had a little split screen going, and I'm like, they threw a pitch. The Ducks threw a pitch that the running back went untouched for 40 yards, and then 2 drives later they ran a fly and just hit it.
Mm.
I I was just like, what? I don't know. I was so into the other games. I was so into Alabama, Oklahoma. Awesome game.
That was a good
Miami,
game.
Miami,
Those are
Texas
two real
A&M, or was it
college
Texas
football
A&M?
teams.
Yeah, Texas A&M.
And
Miami, another good one. Miami
I
won.
was
They had the most controversy around them getting picked, and they went into Texas A&M and won.
and I was like watching it, and I was like, I don't even hate that this is like 13-10. Like they're playing real football. They're like making defensive stops. When the running back busts one for 20 yards, it's like meaningful. I was into it. So was Tim's girl Bella Danger was in the crowd.
Yeah. I don't know who that is.
Mhm. You're right, Tim. Um,
What'd you say her name is?
we'll talk about it off air. Um, but I don't know. So let me add on to a conversation that's definitely going to happen and probably going to change with knowing very little about it. Next year, are there 16 teams?
I don't understand how 16 teams fixes this. You're just gonna get 2 more games where they're blowouts.
There are 16 teams. There are 4 buys.
Yeah, but it's 12 teams. 8
12-team
teams played
playoff.
this weekend, and then 4 teams were off.
Oh, okay. My math was bad then.
That is bad math.
But yeah, Tim's right. How does that fix it? Then you just have Indiana play an even
Right,
shittier 16 seed.
right. I I don't get. Or are you still giving 4? You can't give 4 buys. So you're just having 1 versus 16. That's gonna fix the problem.
No, but I mean
But Notre
that's
Dame
why it
would get
won't be
in,
16.
guys. So there you go.
Oh, but you know what? That was silly and dumb. But now next weekend's going to be awesome. New Year's Day will be great
Sure.
because there wasn't an upset. Now you have 8 teams that
But
are all good.
so legitimately the only two in the top 12 that didn't make it are Notre Dame and BYU. In the AP college football rankings, it's Notre Dame and BYU are the only teams in the top 12 who didn't make it. And then you go way down there to 19 to get James Madison, 17 to get Tulane. And in the coaches poll, it's even lower than that. Tulane 20, James Madison 24. It's almost like the coaches may know something about how Division 1 football looks.
Mm.
Yeah,
And the
honestly,
BYU Notre Dame, had it been BYU, Oregon, I mean, I still think Oregon wins.
Listen to the teams that didn't go over or that are ranked higher. Texas, Vanderbilt, Utah, USC, Arizona, Michigan, Virginia. All of them could have given those teams better games.
Yeah.
Michigan's in a little bit of turmoil now, but yeah. Um,
What happened?
Michigan would have been in the same position as Ole Miss that they'd be coaching without the guy who coached them the entire year.
yeah, yeah,
I must have missed
that
something.
guy.
Sharon Moore, you didn't
Um,
hear about what happened to Sharon Moore in Michigan?
No, I
Tim
didn't.
hears all that stuff. You think him and the
He
other
hears
jail
it on
guards
the
aren't talking
scanner
about it?
too. And there's
Yeah.
there's a conspiracy.
What is it?
Um,
Well, you tell me. Oh, that's an off air. Don't do that. Don't do that. What
uh, yeah, I don't know. But now I'll be like, these next 4 games, the New Year's Day games, I'm gonna be stoked. It's gonna be awesome.
It is
Sure.
good.
Wait, hold on. So it's like a full week off. There's a bye.
Yeah, they have a lot of time,
Oh, okay.
which
I'm
makes
fine with
less
that.
sense. I don't know. It just makes less sense because now you're giving the top four teams like all of this time to rest. And it's just, I don't know. I mean, it didn't do anything to
Yeah.
Ohio State last year. Or no, wait, did they have to play in the first round because they lost to Michigan in that last game? Yeah, they did. Hmm.
Yeah, you're talking to the wrong guy here. Ohio State was the 8 seed last year.
So
So yeah,
they
they
won
did.
the national champion from there. So yeah, I agree. That was silly. It wasn't fun to watch, and I don't think anybody from the Tulane or James Madison football team was like excited to do that. Not like I'm sure they went in there thinking like, "Hey, let's give them a tough game." But it's
Hey, let's
just
play it close.
there are literally 3 position players probably at every position on each of those teams that are better than the starters at those 2 universities because of scouting and the way they pay their players.
Yeah.
It's just the
Yeah,
reality of it.
it's just
How much do you think
uh,
Andy's dumping into the NIL fund this offseason?
Andy for
Yeah,
Tulane.
that gap money.
I don't know. Who knows? Well, he listens. We'll have to maybe he can send us a comment.
Well, I mean, if he's listening and he thinks that we're wrong, then yeah, please comment because I just don't see it.
It's just I get what they're doing to try and like mix it up, but just plug BYU and Notre Dame in, and it's probably still the same 8 teams, but instead of God, what was it, 34-3 or something at that Oregon game at halftime?
Yeah.
Uh, maybe it's just closer, but it just seems silly, and it seems like they're trying too hard to like generate the cool shit that makes the March Madness tournament cool. But that's just because there's 68 teams that make it, and the math is going
It
to
didn't
work
help
out.
last year. Like Arizona State went on a run, so then they
Ari-
thought, but they had good players, and they're in the
Arizona
Pac-12.
State had a bye and they went one and done in the playoffs. Like Scatterboo had a big game, but I don't think they won a college football playoff game.
Didn't they
That was
beat
a
Texas?
dope game though. They no, they
It was,
lost
but I
to.
think they had a bye.
Remember Tim? That one
The
tackle
false
had
start,
that
Colin
false
Banks.
start. Yeah.
Eh?
Have you heard anything bad about him this year? All right, guys. Well, I've had 3 coffees today to deal with the fact that the Patriots played a Sunday night game. Next week, fingers crossed that the Eagles can get their shit together and against a good team, and they beat the Bills. Patriots beat the Jets, and it's AFC East champions. And all is right in the world. But guys, have a Merry Christmas. Jack, I'll see you Christmas Eve. You come to family stuff. And
That's Tom's way of saying we're not invited, even though our kids don't have any symptoms.
your kid tested positive for influenza.
2 days ago. How long are you going to hold this
Uh,
against them?
Tim, I don't make the rules. Your wife texted she wasn't going to make it.
Not what I heard.
Anyways, but no, have a great Christmas to all our listeners, all 17 of you. Thank you. Hey,
Cocktail for me.
listeners, numbers were down last week. Even though the Patriots lost, we still record. So if you're listening to this, go back and listen to that one. What are you doing?
And like it, and then comment on how sad
Yeah.
you were that you missed it.
5 stars. like, follow, go on YouTube, watch that, like it, comment. Just come on, guys. We're trying to grow
And then
something
reach
here.
out, personally text us and tell us you're proud of us because that's 'cause just around the holidays that would
Because
make
you
us
know
feel
what?
nice.
Around the holidays, we have to give a shout out to one fan that does text us about sports stuff and listens, and that's Chris Murphy. Merry Christmas, Murph.
Yeah.
Was texting
Merry
me and Jack
Christmas,
about the
pal.
World Baseball Classic yesterday, and he's the only one.
Are you guys
So,
still doing a baseball podcast?
well, we're on hiatus. It's not baseball season.
Okay.
And thanks for noticing, Tim. You're part of this.
My God.
Jeez. All right, but everyone, have a great Christmas. And you guys, I'm going to be in touch with you throughout the weekend.
Okay, bye.
Bye.